Yeah. Well, it was a bloody weekend in the Western Cape.
At least 13 people have been killed in separate mass shooting incidents.
In the first incident, 3 young men were gunned down inside a shack in Makaza on Sunday evening.
Hours later, a second shooting at a shebeen in Endlovini claimed the lives of 3 more men.
Meanwhile, 7 others were killed in separate incidents in the Western Cape.
Now, police and detectives have been deployed now and resources have been mobilized as investigations continue.
13 people were unalived in South Africa in Western Cape on Sunday, the 24th of May 2026. You know, there was a mass shooting and violence in Western Cape where 13 people lost their life. You see, South Africa is such a violent country. You know, a country that has an average homicide rate of 34,000 a year on a yearly basis. This is a country not at war. This is a country not having terrorism issues. This is a country that has a high levels of homicide taking place in the country on a yearly basis. The level of violent crime in South Africa is absolutely shocking. Let's compare South Africa with a country like Nigeria that has an issue in the northern part of the country of T groups, you know, carrying out terrorism in the northern part of the country. In Nigeria, for example, the terrorism situation in Nigeria does not take 34,000 lives on a yearly basis. But in South Africa, looking at the data, the average homicide that takes place in South Africa on a yearly basis is an average of 34,000, which is one of the highest in the world. You know, South Africa, the levels of criminality in the country is so huge that if you go to the police website, look at the statistics in terms of violence, gripping of women, carjacking. You know, carjacking, for example, 54,000 vehicles were stolen in South Africa in 1 year, in the year of 2024, if you look at that data. So, seeing the violence that took place in Western Cape on Sunday is not surprising. That is why you see a lot of South African government officials are always wearing a body hammer wherever they are going to a specific location because they understood the levels of violence taking place in South Africa. You see, South Africans protesting against foreign migrants taking over their jobs and businesses, you know, that is not a major issue in South Africa. The major issue in South Africa is insecurity. The country is not safe. We don't hear about the levels of violence and insecurity in South Africa because the Western media is protecting the image of South Africa due to the volumes of white people living in South Africa. Their image is being protected. South Africa is one of the most violent countries in the world and the most violent on the continent of Africa. 6 of the 10 most dangerous cities on the continent of Africa are in South Africa. 6 out of the 10 most dangerous cities in the world. 5 of them are from South Africa. So it tells you about this country with violence. And you are seeing them complaining about African migrants or foreigners, which they have not been able to solve the issue of violence in their country. So South Africa is synonymous with violence. So 13 people getting unalived on a Sunday weekend in Western Cape is not shocking. If you go to other cities, you will likely see the same numbers. It's a very, very violent country. And I think that should be the priorities of the government of South Africa and its people. Thank you.